Hey, what's up? Tom here from Email Alchemy. And first of all, I just want to thank you for requesting the email swipe file. Now, this swipe file, as you know, has generated a bunch of revenue for every single one of my clients inside of Email Alchemy. We're an agency. We help Shopify store owners who are usually doing over seven figures. We help them generate anywhere from 15, 20, right up to 50% of their revenue just from email. Now, with email, there's two parts. You've got your flows, which are automations, automatic emails that are going to get sent to your customers and leads based on their behavior. Now, this email swipe file that you've got right here, there's a download button below that's going to link you to a Google Doc. That swipe file can be deployed into an automated email sequence, or flow as we call it here in Klaviyo. I'm going to walk you through how to do this in just a moment. So that's one side of the email marketing formula. The other side is the campaigns. Now, campaigns are one-off emails that you're going to send either immediately or you're going to schedule them in. These are typically going to be product promotions, updates, content, all that good stuff. So it's important that you hit both. Now, what I'm giving you here today is this is going to help you with your automations. Now, this is the first thing we do with every single one of our agency clients. And to be honest, this is the most profitable flow that you're going to get your hands on. Now, for every single one of our clients, this is producing anywhere from 30 to 50% of their total revenue from email. So let's say if one of our clients is generating 100 grand a month and they're generating 20% of that from email, that's $20,000 extra that they're going to be getting. So what happens there is that, these people, if they're implementing the pop-up lead gen series, which is what we've got here, if someone's added to the list where you're going to give them a 10% off discount or a 15 or 20 or whatever offer you want to give them, they're going to get a bunch of emails. Now, I've given you the first one here. We generally put 5 emails in that flow, and this is the most profitable flow. It's like I said, if someone's generating 20% of 100,000, they're generating an extra 20,000. Typically, $10,000 is going to come from this one flow, and out of that $10,000, about 8,000 is going to come from this one email that you've got right here. So let me just take you through it. Let me explain why we've done this the way we've done this, and how you're going to implement this into Klaviyo. This is what we use. We use Klaviyo. This is my Klaviyo account, and you're going to use a lead generation software. We're going to use OptinMonster because for me it's the best software out there. You can do a lot of things with it, but honestly, anything goes. I mean, as long as you can get a pop-up on your Shopify store, then this is going to work for you. We've got to integrate that with Klaviyo, mind you. So let me take you through the email, giving you a couple of different subject lines here to test, which is a feature that you can use inside Klaviyo. And what we're doing, we're just telling them what they've got and we're giving them a deadline. Okay, 48 hours only. It's really important. We've got some personalization here. We generally see higher open rates with personalization in the subject line, because remember, this is someone who's coming to your website probably from a Facebook ad. They don't really know who you are or what your store is. So when they give you their email address, you're going to be sending them an email. Like, you've got to make sure that they see that email, because what you're going to do with the pop-up is they're going to give you their email address, and you can even ask for their name if you want, and then you're going to have like a little thank you pop-up that's going to say that's going to have the discount code on, but you're also going to want to email it to them as well. So a couple of different subject lines here, and the body copies, again, it's fairly simple stuff, but this works really well. So you want to tell them who you are, what store you're emailing them from. People get a bunch of emails. It's going to be important that you tell them where you're from, and you're going to give them the discount code that they asked for. So you just fill in these, anything that's got brackets, you want to fill that in. If this is blue, you want to hyperlink this. You want to give them, you can use 10%, you could use 20%, you could use 25%. The higher the discount, the higher the conversion rate is generally going to be, depending on your product, depending on your market. And this guys can be used in any market. We're using this in jewelry. We're using this in kids, kind of RC toys. We're using this in outdoor gear. We're using this in print-on-demand sneakers. We're using this in watches. We're using this on car LEDs. All this stuff. All right. And you want to have, what we've got here is a bit of scarcity. You want to have a deadline, which is super important. Then we're going to have a button. So I'm going to show you how this all works inside Klaviyo, but this button is going to be one of the things that they're going to click on. And that's going to link that specific customer or lead in this case through to your Shopify store. We're going to give them a few reasons as well, because when you give somebody a reason why, it doesn't really matter what the reason is. You're more likely to get compliance from them. This is one of Robert Cialdini's influence principles. So this works again really, really well. We're going to give them 3 reasons. Now, these 3 reasons are pretty simple, pretty obvious, but you might as well state them up front. We want leading stores to offer whatever it is that your market is at the best possible prices. Checkout's encrypted, so again, we're just saying that everything's safe and secure. And then what are the benefits? So if your product solves a problem, or if your store has got a specific why, or a reason that's going to benefit the lead, then you want to put that in there. We're going to have another hyperlink here, and then we're just going to sign off. And in the PS, we're just going to kind of get on their level. We're just going to say that we're not like the big corporate guys. We only hold a few units of stock, and it doesn't matter whether you're drop shipping or whether you have your own warehouse. It's what we're doing here. We're just kind of increasing the scarcity that actually, we might sell out. So we don't want them to risk waiting, a couple of weeks or a few days even before they decide to click through and make a purchase with the discount you're offering. And again, we have the coupon code button just at the bottom. So pretty simple stuff, pretty copy heavy. We're not big on HTML emails and having the fancy images and graphics and all that stuff. Just depends what your market is. This has worked across the board in every industry that we've worked in to generate a hell of a lot of revenue. So I'm just going to go into my Klaviyo account. This is my test account, so we can't really, there's no data in here. This is just for me to show you what's going on. So I'm just going to show you this in real time. And Klaviyo has just upgraded to a new visual editor, which is pretty cool. It's going to be a lot easier to set things up. So when someone subscribes to a list, let's just pop up 10%, float filters. What we're going to do, we're going to add a float filter. Somebody has done. So what you'll want to do here is place order 0 times since starting this flow. So what's going to happen here is if somebody makes a purchase inside this flow, then it's going to take them out of the flow and they don't get any more promotional emails that are going to that they're going to get sent. Now, obviously, if you're only having this one email in there, then you don't really need that in, but I would highly recommend you add a couple more emails in at least to increase the chances of adding some additional sales. You've got a 48-hour window. I'd send them at least another 2. We send 5 in that 2-day period. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have this sent immediately, and we don't have any time delay on there at all. And I'm just going to go in and change the subject line, email number 1. Let's put 10% discount so we can see what this is going to be called. Configure the content. So you're going to put your store name here. So I'm going to leave it at Email Alchemy. And let's choose one of the subject lines. Let's choose this top one here. Put that in there. We're going to save changes, and then we're going to go through and use a template. We're not actually going to use a template. We're just going to use kind of like a blank email. Let's use this. So, one moment. All right, so we're going to start from scratch. You can load up a template if you want, and yeah, we're just going to add it in. So what you want to do is you'll want to add in an image. This is going to be typically your header. I'm just going to leave that blank for now. I'm going to add in some text, and all we're simply going to do is copy and paste to the button. And it's going to go in like that. You might have to format this. Sometimes Klaviyo doesn't play ball when we're trying to format stuff, but it's all good. I'm just going to delete this here. One of the tips you can do is, obviously you need to create a coupon code in Shopify. Save 10. Maybe bold that and underline. You might want to create a persona for a customer service representative. That's what we sign off with all our emails for our clients. We create a customer persona, which is, it might be John, customer happiness, that kind of thing. So let's see where the link was. So we're going to hyperlink to get X off next order. Hyperlink that. And add that in there. And then what we're going to do next is go to block, save that, and we're going to add a button. And what's on the button? We're going to coupon code. So use save 10 off. And then you want to link to your shop. Maybe we make this a little bit bigger. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, drag it down, and then we're going to copy up the button again, and copy and paste that in, format that, just so it looks nice. You can see that the text size is pretty big here. It looks a lot better on email marketing. It just looks a lot better on mobile. So we're going to link that phrase here. Okay, and then what we can do is we can save that. We can also duplicate the button. See how quick and easy this is. We're going to make sure we're linking to the store there. And then PS. What we're going to do, I'm actually just going to duplicate this button again. Save. We're going to add a text block in the middle. I'm going to paste that in. Do that. Alright, so we are pretty much good to go with that. You see how quickly that was. Didn't take me long at all. You might want to go back in and add some bold. What we sometimes do is add in like a coupon, as in like a physical coupon image, which kind of looks cool. But yeah, that's literally the whole process. And then what you're going to do is you're going to save content. And then if you want to create a split test, we go for add variation. And we put this in, so you split the weight, 50%, add variation, click that, copy and paste. We go for done, and that is all we need to do. Set it live. Also like to make sure the smart setting is off. That is pretty much all you need to do, guys. You can see there's two variations there. Looks kind of cool, nice visual editor. And then the other important step is to connect your email auto, like Klaviyo, for example. We need to connect that to the pop-up. So whatever pop-up software you're using, you can use OptinMonster. I'm not going to give you a demo of that. It's fairly straightforward to use. It's not an app for Shopify. You need to add a bit of code to your store, and then you create the opt-in pop-up and the thank you pop-up on OptinMonster itself. So you go through to their website and use it like you would do with Shopify with like a visual editor. Then you hook OptinMonster up with Klaviyo, and then you're good to go. You just copy some more code that's specific for the pop-up. And then what you're going to see is you're going to, obviously you want to test it out, and people are going to get added to your list, which is the pop-up 10% off. They're going to get this email immediately, and you're going to start seeing some sales come in. So that's all I've got for you guys. Hopefully I've taken you through step by step how simple this is to get this email implemented into your business. Like, do this today. This is going to be one of the best things. If you're generating traffic from Facebook, you're paying for traffic. And if people aren't going to buy, this is the great way to build your list, right? And a certain percentage of these people are going to buy. So we're not only going to build your list, you're going to add additional sales. And this is just going to work magic for capturing more people who are going to hit your store. I mean, you're paying for the traffic, so why not get all this stuff implemented? So go do that now, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you and seeing what the kind of results you're getting. If you do want to share them with me, please email me, tom@emailalchemy.co, and I'm very responsive. I'm here to help and support you guys. Once again, I appreciate you putting your trust and your time investing that with myself, and hopefully this is going to really kick some ass for your store. So that's all I've got for you today. Go do this now, and I'll catch you on the flip side.